Abusia Cheddar buofu bruta. E dey na ma Cheddar buofu. Oko interview. Ana ye busebusa na questions bi. Na Cheddar kire say ensem ankofo no ebusebusa no according to Cheddar no. O kire say sansem ankofo no busebusa no nyensem a betima bu o man Ghana. Ana yensem nso a Ghana ni bia mfa nya hwehisi ye. Ntomumusa na dia Ghana fo pese o mote a o betim de bu o man. Ensem a Ghana fo pese o hunu ni po pese o be president o betima ye de abo o man Ghana. No munya questions o mubusebusa na o di fie sen na anya sika sen na o ye de na sensem mebrebe no. Ose ni nyina ye nsem a yehuda brother nsem ompeti. Na manfo so kire Cheddar masa ensem a yebusa na pese yete. Uhemu a Cheddar right so o ka kire journalist ne say o musani nyansasem. O nyansem o busa no na se ohunu se wo anya ade. Ubetimi do so comment aba yengotie yenua bema bediakon enzam wode atu jamra sisia
Cheddar, which is money. When you spoke to Bernard, my colleague, you spoke about making your first £1 million from scraps. That's something that people dragged you on social media for a long time. I mean, scrap, was it gold scraps?
I wouldn't really want to answer these questions because you know what? I think all the people who are interviewing me are just going around the same thing. I want us to make more sense in our interview. When someone is standing for president, there is economy. There are things that we can talk about.
Yeah, you spoke about economy with Bernard.
I'm coming. Everybody seems to want to talk about my life and try to get a headline.
And first of all, you didn't want to be president. Nobody avoided you.
First of all, get your facts right. It says that at the age of 21, not 19.
Fine, 2 year difference.
And wait, 2 years difference. It's not the 2 years difference. It's you as a journalist trying to be factful and you don't even have your facts. So I want you to move on to maybe some better question. Ghanaians can choose to say whatever they want to say.
Let me ask you a better question. How much do you pay in taxes annually? Is that a better question?
Well, you know what? If this meeting or this interview is about interrogation, about figures and all of that, please, then what is the point of you calling me? Because we definitely had a discussion. You asked me that what are the things that we need to talk about?
And I'm asking you on behalf of the people who you want to vote for you. If you said to me that you made £1 million pounds out of scraps in the United Kingdom at age 19, that would raise eyebrows, and I ought to ask you how you made it. Or Cheddar, which is money. When you spoke to Bernard, my colleague, you spoke about making your first £1 million from scraps. That's something that people dragged you on social media for a long time. I mean, scrap, was it gold scraps?
I wouldn't really want to answer these questions because you know what? I think all the people who are interviewing me are just going around the same thing. I want us to make more sense in our interview. When someone is standing for president, there is economy. There are things that we can talk about.
Yeah, you spoke about economy with Bernard.
I'm coming. Everybody seems to want to talk about my life and try to get a headline. Look, I think they've tried. A lot of people have tried to make their headlines, the media twisting and all of that. But one thing that Ghanaians and even the media platforms and young people who are sitting in front of me is that if we're talking about degrees here and it's about achievements and what people should do in life, I have acquired a lot of that. Great. And if you're talking about knowledge and wisdom, I am blessed with a lot of that and grace. So there's so many times, like I can really put people where they deserve to be when they're trying to, go around and everything. Yes, I gave you a shot with Tiger. I gave you a shot this, that, but you're going back and forth. Let's go straight into the discussion. Okay. I am here to have an interview with you. Yeah. My interview with you is for us to talk about the future of this country, not the past of Nana Kwame Bediako. It does not educate people who are listening to us. And I think that, let me use this opportunity, Umaru, to tell you something. Maybe they can learn from this moment that you and I are together having this interview, that Ghanaians are not having positive interviews, that they can tap into like the best part of our people. When you meet people, let the people see. Ghana is going through a lot at the moment. We have close to 80% jobless people. Yeah. Okay, 15% that are working are more or less slaves for multinational platforms. We need to build our own platforms, our own industrial platforms, create our own entrepreneurs. We're here sitting down busy talking about politics when politicians themselves have become the private sector, and then using the private sector people to become contractors, so they just give them contract. You ask me a question and name one person in Ghana that can become a multi-millionaire or a billionaire without the government.
Okay, Nana, the reason that I have to ask you the question I ask you, and why journalists ask you, that you can't build nothing, or you can't build something on nothing. We need to know what your foundation is, what your background is.
It is there. Look, it is there,
you landed. No, you landed. So can I also make my point? If we do not know what you are made of, there's no point voting for you. We need to know that this is your track record. This is what you have done. You have said A, B, C, D. We have to hold you to your words. If you said that you are dredging the sea and sending it to Kumasi, as a journalist, I'm duty bound to ask you. And I'm asking you on behalf of the people who you want to vote for you. If you said to me that you made $1 million pounds out of scraps in the United Kingdom at age 19, that will raise eyebrows, and I ought to ask you how you made it.
It doesn't raise eyebrows.
No, the reason I'll ask you...
It doesn't raise eyebrows when a musician makes $2 million.
Let me land with... The musician goes on stage and sings, and we see what he does. You were not a musician. You said you were doing scraps. It's two. We want to know so that someone who wants to learn from you would be inspired to know the path, show us the way. Second, we need to question your source of wealth. It's very important that we know that before you become our president, if you ever became our president.
Well, let me just answer your question for you right now. Umaru, first of all, if anybody wants to find out how I acquired my wealth before even 21, it's on the internet. There's so much research they can do.
That's the internet. You are here with me. Speak to me.
Please. If somebody wants to find out my income today, it is all there. You know, I have built hotels. I've done all of that. It's all there. It's bringing me income. It's yielding. I'm creating employment. But the thing that I'm saying is that journalists should stop wasting my time asking me the same questions over and over again. None of you even have the guts and the ask any sitting president or ex-president these questions like, where did you get the money from to do your campaign? And you are a president, so you're not supposed to have wealth. None of you. But when you have your age group or someone younger than you, and then you guys are trying to make a mimic or take a joke out of this, how many times have I answered this question? How many times? How many times have you even heard, like as if you didn't know that I've said it already? How many times, Umaru? So that's my point. My point is, you guys, as journalists, need to sit down and say, look, I'm going to meet Cheddar. This guy, well, if he's not intelligent, maybe he's smart. If he's not smart, maybe he's an achiever or doer. He's not just a talker. I ask myself...
The reason is that you haven't answered.
Because I have.
Convincingly.
Well, I have. I don't know
what...
what...
And so it is important that we ask you until we get the answers. And we're asking you on behalf of the people you want to vote for you.
I don't know how, again, you guys want me to show you how exactly money is made. That is the laziness of some of the people in this country. They're asking me for a template. That how exactly, you know, how do you think I build a building? How do you think, wait, how do you think? That is investment and development. But you're still asking me the source of funds. How would I use 4 years to do a development, bring architects, engineers, pay them systematically, monthly, yearly, see everything coming up in steps. When I finish, you still ask me, how did you make your money? No. How are you making money out of
No,
this?
we're not asking you...
What is the sense in this?
We're not asking you about how you put up a building which goes... We know the systems to put up a building. But when we ask you at age 19 as a university dropout how you made £1 million, that is a question that we should ask you, and that's a question you should answer, because you are not the only 19-year-old in this country. So how come you're the only one? And that is why it's a story, and that's why we are asking you again. You're the only one who at age 19 got £1 million and want to be president.
First of all,
if you didn't want to be president, nobody would have bothered you.
First of all, get your facts right. It says that at the age of 21, not 19.
Fine, 2-year difference.
And wait, 2 years difference. It's not the 2 years difference. It's you as a journalist trying to be factful and you don't even have your facts. So I want you to move on to maybe some better question. Ghanaians can choose to say whatever they want to say.
Let me ask you a better question. How much do you pay in taxes annually? Is that a better question?
Well, you know what? If this meeting or this interview is about interrogation, about figures and all of that, please, then what is the point of you calling me? Because we definitely had a discussion. You asked me that what are the things that we need to talk about.
Some say, "Ana Kwame, bedi akoni betuja." Emra na ye twa ni interview. na ɔkyerɛ wɔ ne nkasa mu sɛ nkɔfoɔ ne nsɛm a ɔmubusabusa ne nsɛm a to ɔno no hu ne sɛ ɛyɛ nsɛm a ɛho hia nti ɔmubɛbɔ ɔmumusa ne nsɛm ankasa nka ho hia na onyia no mfa ma nkɔfoɔ no ne ɔmo nte ase a de kropoti nti ɔpɛ sɛ ɔbɛyɛ ne president no ne nkɔfoɔ nso ba no ɔmubusabusa no toto papa so na ɔkɔ ɛyɛ Kwame Sefa nso page so ekodi nkɔmɔ na ɛhɔ nso ɔkɔ kyerɛ sɛ sie biem sesi ase Ghana fo nto aba no meto ama ne pa sɛ ɔmɛma aho kwan ma Ghana fo ato aba ne sɛ de ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔmoto ne dia ɛne nkɔbɛyɛ president yɛnti nsɛm ɔlito
ojiri sɛ Ghana beto ama
government no bɛma nipa no kwan sɛ ɔmo vote dia nipa ne beto agye sɛ ɔmo stop ɔmo ti sɛ ɔhwɛ ɔmo sesi ana sɛ bi ne si a yɛ abatuo yi yɛ stop ɛman no
abatuo bɛ ne stop man
me pa just say registration abatuo registration no yes stop it nipa bebre say omo e be register
yes stop your way
because we sha brochire na say ka say ye registration na e opin for 1 year na obi e timi ato aba ne bi
na so we a limited registration omo yo mbesa biemu biom
there be e wo ha me ma o list no omo say from the 30th is the only one day wa yira o card wa yira o bibia no Obaba register.
From 31st to 14th June.
There be I'm reading what.
Limited voter registration. No.
20 days. 20 days, you know. It's first of all a big problem. Now I will tell you why it's a big problem. Osha last year, Krana, last voting on year na, or move BA for 30th June to 6th August. Over 6 weeks. This time, you know, or for only 20 days.
Cheddar, we a limited voter registration. Obia with the 18. Yes, you could trading. That is what it is.
No. I say call register and you're trading, Kwame.
And so, who trading register?
Debbie. Trading is different from registration. Registration.
Who trading in your registration?
Kwame. Registration is a process. You didn't pen out. Ucha picture na uye bibia ansani amount card. Enti me ankasa makona mashim. What your population okroma?
A little over 30 million.
It's 33 million. Let me just give you that fact. Okay. Now, enkra mabuno mu kroma. Uni mo size.
Saying.
Okay. 0 to 45 is 74.9%. When you know a fact, so wait me and now 2020 no. Omo year registration na mabuno at 18. From that time no, omo entimi an register bebre en register honum because omo year no na from June to 6th August. Enti bebre entimi 2021 2022 2023 2024 emabru ni bebre abenyini ebikura edi 22 23 omo so ewo say power say omo register na wo hwa 2024 yi emabru na omo di ebia 18 ewo May omo betima ye 400,000 emabru na omo di 18 ewo June omo betima ye 300,000 emabru na omo di 18 ewo July ometima ye 200,000 emabuna omudi sa would cost akosi November omunyina wodi boma eye millions problem na me wo mentiase ne se aden na ye deprive omo from the opportunity say omo be register at an early age
enti o purchase will be the 18 after registration to me register
but that is what he's saying
no nana omo be a friend continuous registration unim sir
ani omo kan tie
empacho ya kanda dada
nti se nka easy for person omo ka se o mabunu munti 18 na mbetima be register omo tro wa high omo fanka timetable no ho enso ye come radio so a na obia explain kire me radio so say oh me mom no ni ameka no enye correct na we no na ye correct na me ntiase ye say timetable no so wa ha any say timetable no etwa ntro kire ye eno na me hwe so dia ka tro ma Jane Mensa me nhia ne da but ma tro no letter letter no ewa ha ebia nya ade a me read ni nyina but nipa ewa internet so mo so me try say nipa betime nya access but me pese me bubo nipa mia nkasa me copy omo me bubo institutions no sisia ewo enhoma yi so ye copy speaker of parliament Honorable Alban Bagwin, Judicial Speaker of Parliament, the Chief Justice, Supreme Court of Justice, the Secretary Judicial Council of Ghana, Chairman of the Council of State, Christian Council of Ghana, National House of Chiefs, National Chief Imam, National Commission for Civic Education.
Mpacho unim about continuous registration.
what catch them that Kwame?
It catches me now.
Debbie, what catch them that say continuous registration no na say mbabunu bia betimi I register every month. Omonkan.
That omaka.
Omonkan Kwame. No.
Inti mimi e dem hu ye.
Neti, ebia wo kan say but me so me person me catch us Kwame. It is for their own maybe personal reasons why it's being structured this way.
Inti mimi meti wahi.
Huh?
Inti mimi ti wahi.
Me ebia mo private meeting bia me need me ebia mo private
Ayan omaka ne baby o.
Kwame say mu nyina mo peace FM I say mu nimpa say next month and mabuno mo ga na nyina betima ko register June July August
Matia na montie acho ye ne na Kwame bedi akwa e friend Cheddar new force e wa ha no pay opa chere say mo limited voter registration no entiase ni mo papa ne di kan me can say continuous registration but also anya dia mabon dewuro say yes limited voter registration ni wie a obi obedi 18 no after that obey den
roll out the continuous registration.
Also, rolling out continuous registration.
Yes, exactly.
And for the continuous registration, no, he is right. Say moon rolling out.
Yes.
Make a choice, say,
because God.
Okay, ya paucho.
Huh?
Ya paucho. Yentuasu.
There's a show, you know, about the same crown as a cemetery.
Some said there's continuous registration.
But there wasn't.
Or see if you know my bisusu.
No, but there wasn't.
There wasn't. You are right. I'm wrong. Let's move on.
And peace too said that there was no. So me pamuchawa.
You are right. We are wrong. Yentuasu.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, how many interviews? No, so we another interview.
Sorry.
Very good. Until you are right, we are wrong. Yentuasu.
It's a say mutimi educate a mining in Accra. Who say so? Who vote? Unni 2021 register bidia. Untimi to abani bi. What I say, it's a say when you know your team catch a man on your kind of crana. Obi is a Kwame, a veteran like Kwame, meaning a radio station. Or no, the free said there's continuous registration. Make catch and say there's nothing like that. But I'll say, you true. I'm a work confirm. I'm a piece from workers' crown, so I confirm. Say, or mate. Until even no mukotis I say, and I have frown. I also cast the BBB any hosa. What I say, into education about this is very bad. And I think that democracy is what governs our country, not dictatorship. I want to use this very moment to address this issue in Ghana, and I speak not with authority but with decency and politeness. Say, about democracy cry and then there shouldn't be politicians that are dictating for the government. The government should stand for the citizens. Let us have the right to be able to vote. Me the bread, Jin Mensa, and I copy.
I'll say the Abremo Electoral Commission.
Electoral Commission. And I'm a copy.
Also the Badabeng.
Last week, 17th May, and then 27th, Anna.
Until 10 days, 2 weeks ago.
I check Obian responded. And I make registration, so Obian responded. Besides that, no, Speaker of Parliament, a D when you know Mabubunyano, I say at least, I say Obi responded. And I may free say, Bia, and who about mining? And Obi and Timin Casa. Now then, Obian Casa.
Now, other than Wabam, and then Wabam and Makauka. What your letter here responded to Wabba?
I don't want to me.
Yes, Dr. Kwegu.
But I'm the member different between the general education.
Into the way where you marry, Quator, you must. Why?
And some you when I make can see and Mabusa said, yeah, a brandy Kayi, a one in some moon. Who say any quaswano. So questions are you busano, anyhow, uncle, 4 person more tin and 70 adeno. Wushemwa, the answers were the manco free mudaho. Now the walkie can how warrior in your main. Muhuni so betty my president nana. A yasam sebe, obey me the questions, and no answers, and no comment. A good comment section. No subscribe to channel, meeting the Ekuonaba.